So then we have Alfin, Lucy, and Priscilla. Here, Marquis, High Arms, Sharon, and Gwyn. Patrick, Cedric, and Ash. I'll talk to them next. Prince Cedric, it's been far too long. You're right, it has been a few years, hasn't it, Patrick? And you're Ash, right? I think this is the first time we spoke one-on-one like this. Yeah, guess so. We had our problems, but I can't say I don't like your style. Every time we run into you, you say some shit that really stirs things up. My word, have you forgotten this is the Crown Prince? Show him some respect. He's right, Ash. Well, if it isn't Rena, don't worry about Ash. I'm glad for the chance to just be able to talk like this with someone my own age. Hear that? I got the okay straight from the Imperial family. Even so, you still need to be more respectful. Like I said, don't worry, it's fine. Anyway, I assume you're here to give me your reply about your upcoming dance with my sister. What did you say? For real? It was a last minute sort of thing. So the rumours were true after all. Well, no matter. If you're dancing with the princess, then I'll be able to dance at release. Oh god. Dance? With release? What exactly makes you think you can do that? Why do you always make that same terrifying smile? You know, you're like a completely different person whenever it releases. If you learned your lesson, maybe you don't have to be. That said, after she dances with me, you're welcome to ask her for a dance. Really? But just remember, Patrick, leave room for Adios. Right. Basically saying he's gonna kill her. Thank fuck I don't have any younger siblings. Because there's no doubt I probably would have been the same. Damn man, making a move on the princess herself, and I'm supposed to be the crazy one in the group. Could you please not say things that get me thrown in prison? Yeah, you get enough of that from Altina. Very well, then I will be every bit the man of her dreams. I'll need to review the steps of the dance so I can lead the leaves properly. Oh god. Maybe I'll need to keep an eye on him after all. Yep, Reen, your sister complex is showing. So this is the overbearing older sister side of you I've heard so much about, quite different from my own older brother. But when you think about how lovely Elise is, it's only natural to look out for her. Oh god. I'm still laughing at his freaking reaction to Patrick's comment. Yes, looks like I will need to keep watching him after all. Okay, now that the scum bucket's out of the way. I didn't expect I'd get a chance to speak with you, Brigadier General. Black Whirlwind of Sutherland himself. Last time I saw you was in the final battle of the Civil War. Good to see you again too, General. It was a real shame the Infernal Castle ran away. I'd like the chance to test myself against legendary 4th Armored Division. I didn't acknowledge to even slow you down. Ha ha ha. Quit your joking. Between your prowess piloting a Panzer Soldat and your spear skills, you'd have done a lot more than just slowed us down. Those Nord spear techniques are really something else. Are you training them as well by any chance? Why yes, I am. Though I hear the skills of the Bardius family are even more polished. It's thanks to my family, having lived in Erebonia so long, we've incorporated certain aspects of Imperial Spirit techniques into our style. We've got a bit of the Schleiden style, the Vander style, and even a few techniques from the Eisenritter mixed in. Oh god, that was so freaking hilarious. I'm actually a little jealous of the pure Nord style you use. Well, to be honest, my style isn't completely Nord these days. All this talk of style is only ever trained in the 100th form military combat they taught us at military academy. I'm jealous of the both of you for being able to discuss martial arts with such depth. You're a master of combat in your own way, General. Speaking of the military combat style, I hear it's been going through a number of changes lately to account for cancer soldats. I'm sure your right-hand man is quite the pilot. Neidhart is one of the best, of course, but even then, I doubt even he'd be a match for you, Brigadier General. Maybe General Van Dyke would be a better sparring partner. I think I'll leave him to Lady Orelia. Looking at them now, you wouldn't know those who met on the battlefield at the end of the Civil War. Now that I think about it, Gaius is coming in both of them. He knows General Craig Varelia, and from what I've heard, Gaius and Brigadier General Bardius were both taught by that one traveling priest. I'll save scum bucket number 2 until last. Thank you for the equipment you provided to the branch campus, Chairman Irina. Elise has been such a big help too. We really can't thank the IF company enough. Well, White Author aside, the reports you've been sending us have been just as helpful. And Emma, I'd like to thank you for the data you provided us on the Orbital staff. There's no trouble at all. Thank you for letting me use it. There really is a lot of talent here at this party tonight. If either of you have any complaints about your current positions, just let me know. There are positions at RF worthy of your talents prepared in an instant. It's so nice of you to offer, but I'm happy where I am right now. Yes, so am I. Looks like she's still in recruitment mode. Oh god. It's worth it just for that bit of dialogue. I need to watch him carefully. Okay, back to... There you are, Yuna and Altina. Talking with Mage Clarity. Instructor. Well, hello there. You've been bouncing between all the different chats the whole night, Instructor. Yes, and nearly murdering one of them. Well, a chance to talk with all of these different people doesn't come often. I need to make the most of it. I remember that Yuna knew Claire from before, but had you met her before the start of the school year? God, I'm still laughing at that. Yes, she often looked after Miriam and me when we went on joint missions. We haven't had a good chance to talk with each other like this since back when I was at the police academy. She really helped me out a lot back then. Oh god. Oh, Yuna, it was nothing. What precisely did the Major help? If you're comfortable sharing it with us, that is. Oh, well, it's old news by now, but it happened at the end of last year. After Lloyd was branded a criminal, I started protesting to the military police HQ. But the new head of the department was from Erebonia, and he revoked all the academic credits I'd gained. For protesting? Could he even do that? Such actions are both beyond his rights and unfounded. Precisely. I felt it was completely uncalled for, so I stepped in. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get all our units back. But we managed to get about half of them reinstated, and we reached an agreement where I'd be able to get the other half back by attending a different school. No, I see. Yeah, so that's how you ended up at the branch campus? Correct. I thought it would benefit her more than simply retaking the same classes at the military police academy. I heard a new class 7 was going to be formed, so I recommended her to the branch campus. Wow, I had no idea. I was pretty ticked off at the time, but now I feel like everything worked out for the best. If I'd continued on at the police academy and joined the military police, I probably would have explored from stress. But don't think this means I was happy to be in your class or anything. Oh yeah? That's a shame. You're blushing. Does this mean you're going to leave us once you get all your units? Oh. Well. After going through that, to get here, there's no way I'm going to just leave you guys. There's so many things I want to do here now. And besides, I need to stick around to look after you, Abby. Well, as far as schoolwork is concerned, I'm the one who looks after you. I'm glad you found such a good place for yourself, you know. Still laughing at the frickin'. I can't forget that freaking Stone Cold glare. It's like, you're digging your own grave, mister. Well, hello there, Marquis. It's been a while here. A little over a year, if I remember right. Ah, yes, we spoke when the province was having those flooding issues. Dam you oversaw, construction of, has been working excellently. It's only gone a long way towards improving the livelihoods of our local farmers. I'm glad to hear it. It's a good thing we were able to proceed with the project, free of my demon daughter's influence. My, Master Gwyn. Well, the chairman has been a great help to us, too, in our own way. Ah, and you must be Sharon. I hear your efforts were indispensable in helping us expand St. Arc's Airport. Celestine was truly grateful for the assistance. Oh, I was only working in Chairman Arena's stead. Besides, Mr. Celestine's finesse in getting permission from the railway was just as important. Oh, that reminds me, didn't you work with Celestine at the main campus last year? A super butler and a super maid working shoulder to shoulder. And maybe the two of them impressed more than that together. Well, he's 30 years old now, and he's like a son to me. I'd be happy to discuss arrangements between the two. Oh my, no, it would be far too great an honor for me. Well, damn fun. I'm surprised by how many people the Rhinefords know. Guess it makes sense now, given how big their company is. Mate, I'm gonna kill you at the end of this. I'm not killing you now because the party's going on. I don't want to ruin it. Ah, Marina, it's good to see you again. I hear you've been working more miracles in your provinces, just as you did in Sutherland. It wasn't just me, I had help from a huge number of people. I saw you speaking with the Emperor and the Chancellor earlier. Ah yes, I saw General Gwyn and Brigadier General Bardius heading to present themselves. I couldn't help but be nosy and go stand with them. I wouldn't call it nosiness. You have a genuine concern for others. That's what we need in times like this. By the way, is Celestine here with you? Ah, he's with my oldest son at the party City Hall is hosting. I hope he's been helpful to those of you at the branch campus. Helpful? If I start to list off everything he's done for us, we'd be here all night. It's an honor to be able to speak with you, Your Highness. My name is Musa Egret. I apologize for not being able to meet with you before now. Well, that's not quite true. I remember you visiting the palace about 13 years ago, when your parents were still alive. The two of us first met back then. It was then that you first met Alfin, too. I remember the two of you playing and laughing. I had no idea. Now that you mention it, I have a few fuzzy memories. I think I was about 4 at the time, so she must have been 3. At the time, I never could have guessed what was going to happen to your parents. These words may be far too late, but my heart goes out to you for your... I appreciate it. Thank you for your kind words. Guess this is the first time they were able to talk like this. But if your parents came to visit the palace, that must mean... Oh, another conversation room. Introducing yourself to the Empress, Musa? Why yes, I've lived in Heimdall for some time now, but I've never had the chance to speak with her. I'm glad I was able to put all my regrets to rest. I'm sorry it took so long, Lucy. Mother had actually been asking me to set up a meeting with you for a little while, but with everything that happened. I'm glad you two were finally able to speak now. Thank you, Alvin. I guess Lucy's circumstances are more complicated than I thought. I'm glad to hear that she has the Empress and Princess Alfred looking out for her. Oh, so Victorine, are there any truth to the rumors you'll be dancing with the princess later this evening? I suppose Cedric has been planning for that, but, well, I did ask before. I'm sure now it would be a bit difficult for you to accept me. I explained things to Cedric, so everything should be fine by now. Is it still happening regardless? I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding, but Rean told him about the conversation he'd had with Cedric earlier regarding the dance. He did what? Is he still going ahead with this behind my back? I suppose it's been set in stone little by little. I'm sure the two of you will look great too, but I can't help but feel a little jealous. And poor Elise. Yes, that's what's been bothering me most. Huh? What does Elise have to do with this? What? What? Sister complex is kicking in yet again. Anyway, Muse, please lend me your help. I'm sure that insidious mind of yours can come up with a plan. That's quite a way to ask for help, I accept. Really? They've gone off in their own little world. I should start mentally preparing for the dance. Oh, I'm Priscilla. I had heard Muse was one of your students. I'm truly happy I was able to get the chance to speak with her. I'm not too familiar with everything that's happening over in Romania. I get the feeling she's has some complicated circumstances there. Oh, sorry about that. My chair keeps freaking shrinking, so I'm just making sure. I'm sure she'll be able to tell you about it eventually, one way or another. We seem to be surrounded by so many tragic stories, such as Oliver's past. The way he lost his mother was truly heartbreaking. I've heard a few rumors, like how she was born a commoner. Yes, she was the one the Emperor was truly in love with. I remember it vividly. I was a humble maid back then. They lived far from Heimdall, and he was always trying to find ways to get her to live in the palace with him. Is it okay for me to be hearing about this? Wait, is it check on that? Oh, it's fine. Nearly everyone here at the palace knows of it. Oh. However, after she passed, he accepted the throne and ended up choosing someone from a small noble family to be his wife, me. We went through some troubles, but eventually Oliver began living with us, and I was blessed with my daughter and son. His Majesty had given Alfred and Cedric his whole heart as their father, but I'm sorry, I shouldn't be discussing such things. No, it's fine. Prince Oliver is at the party City Hall is hosting tonight, right? Yes, he's there representing the Imperial family. I hope things will begin to change for the better here in the palace. And for the Vander family too. Yes, I hope for that too. Challenge at the party, really? Hey, We're representing people at our party, but do you want to play some Vantage Masters? Oh yes, Machius, Kurt, and Fritz. What are you three talking about? We're discussing chess. Would you care to join in? Ah, that makes sense now that I think about it. I had no idea Machius was also in chess club. To have entered that tournament, he must be really skilled. Oh? You in a tournament? Yeah. There was an amateur chess tournament going on the other day. I happened to have the day off, so I figured it might be fun. But I ended up losing in the semi-finals. Oh wow! Even getting to the semi-finals is impressive on its own. I agree. Even though it was for amateurs, the people who place high in those tournaments are often just as good as some pros. Would you mind telling us more about it? Sure thing. It's always nice seeing people bond over shared hobbies. Hello you two, you seem like you're talking about something interesting. We were in the middle of discussing military technology in recent years. There's no stopping the march of progress. We've got weapons today that people couldn't even have dreamed of just a decade ago. That's true, cannons of Solarps, those colossal archangels, even the railway cannons. Not to mention certain countries almost have fully functioning orbital networks. Soon enough we might even get to the point where even braces will need to know how to use an orbital terminal. If you can't use orbital terminal, then the future will be bleak for you. How do you mean? Technological advancements in recent years are due to the development of high-level orbital arithmetic logical. The global network works to connect these. As more and more linked, the possibilities become endless. This new technology is far more advanced than anything else that came before it. In fact, I'd go so far as to say we're living through the second orbital revolution. No kidding! If you're saying this is happening as we speak, then... Now this sounds like quite a fascinating little chat. Oh. Hey there, Lecter. So there you are. Yeah, I was off doing a few patrols of the place. Seems like the palace is secure though. Phew, while not walking around really worked up an appetite. I'm about to be all over this buffet. By the time I'm done, it'll probably be all over me too. With the way you act, no one will ever know you're a major. Oh yeah, how's progress on those Ramdas, Professor? Right, those were the battle augments the Calvardian agents were using. Don't be impatient, I've only just begun the analysis. From my first look at them though, I can tell they're excellently made. The most noteworthy quality so far is that they will only function when activated by their owners. Thus far, all we've gotten from our analysis has been reams of junk data. Well, maybe they use the unique qualities of each person's spirit as a kind of key, and a person's spirit is definitely something you can't just crank out a copy of. Could be they've got a completely secure system, probably called a spirit code or something like that. How do you know all of this? I don't know a thing, I'm just putting all this in the usual place. Those were all just guesses? You need to give logical explanations to support your hypotheses. Lecter was telling me about his intuition earlier today, but she needs to. Yep, like a bucket of vinegar and a pile of baking soda. This won't go on a while, so let's just let them fight out. I don't know if that's the best option. And so the party continued, with Reen never getting an opening to talk with the Chancellor. With the party in full swing, people began gathering in the centre of the garden.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. To start us off, my sister, the way I hear it, people all across the Empire have been awaiting this moment for years. Like me, she is now 17 years old, and this dance will serve as her first dance partner shall be none other than...
I hear he's only the son of a baron, but I suppose...
He seems to carry himself well.
Sure enough.
Yeah, there have been rumors going around like wildfire.
It's a huge honor, I guess.
Yes, he shall be the princess's first.
Sounds dirty when you put it that way.
Fee?
Classy, guys.
He was drowning in fame before, and now everyone's talking like him and the princess are already married.
Yeah, seems like everyone's reading way too much into this.
Well, to some degree, yes.
However will this play out, I wonder?
I suppose this is... To tell the truth, I'm at... He's the older brother. Allow me to introduce... She is the student council president at St. Estrella Girls' School. Princess? And she will be making her debut into high society. Rean will choose whoever he chooses their... Aw.
She really...
Princess...
I will respectfully take both the hand of my sister and her best friend, the princess. It might be a bit unorthodox, but please, allow us Schwarzer siblings to have the first dance.
Patrick now.
I wonder whose idea this was.
Yours?
My word. Can one man truly be this lucky?
Lucky enough to dodge that bullet, you mean?
Yes. Had he danced with the princess first, the whole city would be planning their honeymoon by now. However, since he and his sister danced first, that ship has sailed, as it were.
He would have been digging his own grave.
Oh, Alfin.
That Ashen Chevalier is certainly quite the man. Wouldn't you agree?
You can thank Baron Schwarzer for raising him that way.
Now, all you young people here with us, follow their lead and enjoy yourselves. The Summer Festival's blue moon shines on us this night. I am certain the spirits are especially riled. So, let us give them a show.
He still ends up doing it. Holy shit. Oh god, that's funny. Rain, think you might need to kill Patrick.
My apologies for arriving so late.
Rufus? Ah, so good to see you.
Is that Governor General?
I didn't know he was coming.
It seemed...
To tell the truth, I was at a party held by... I wish to greet His Highness Olivert, Governor Regnitz, Lord Ragnar, and Viscount Arcade.
I see.
Thank you for your courtesy.
The night is yet young, and the party has only just begun. Bring out more food.
Eustace, come with me. Machias, Elisa, Elliot.
In that case, I shall come.
What's this about, Oliver?
I don't know.
Why just us, though? Does it have...
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
May as well get going then.
I suppose I'll... I wonder what they're talking. Think we should follow?
Yeah.
Reen!
Oh, cool.
What's wrong?
Well, this may come as a surprise, but a certain someone...
You mean the someone who...
Understood. I'll be going.
Yes.
Try not to be too... Reen? Instruct...
Huh.
And so it begins.
Just go straight to the end of the hall, then make a right.
There's the back room.
Yes, let's go.
Greetings. His Majesty is waiting. Please enter. Speak with the Emperor.
Sir Reen Schwarzer has arrived.
Very good. See him in.
Oh yeah, it's really paused.
I apologize for calling you here like this, Instructor Schwarzer.
No, it's an honor to have an audience with the Emperor.
You gotta love how some games do.
Your dances with your sister and Alfin were a sight to behold. Your skills as a lead were just as impressive as the rumor suggested. I'm sure my daughter was very happy. You've helped out Oliver Numerist, and you saved Cedric's life at the end of the Civil War. My entire family is grateful for everything you and the rest. As the Awakener of the Ashen Knight, the very same one my ancestor once piloted.
So you knew the truth about Emperor Dreigels?
Yes, indeed. As well as the relationship between the Chancellor and yourself.
You know that, too?
Yes, I figured it out somewhere along the way. When I asked, the Chancellor didn't deny it, so I took that to mean my suspicions were correct. He and I have much in common. Both of us have lost loved ones to the foolish schemes of others.
I've heard about the Chancellor.
It happened long ago. Have you perhaps heard anything regarding Olivert's birth mother?
I may have heard a rumor once. Apparently she was a commoner, but she...
The two of us enrolled at Fort in the same year. She was a commoner, but her intelligence, grace, and bright smile were anything but common. We'd fight at times, but eventually we fell in love. Now both of us were young, we became involved with each other. She ended up dropping out of school and returning to her hometown. Then, sometime later, I found she had given birth to a boy. That boy was Oliver. I was still Crown Prince at the time. I wanted to make her my Empress, but she refused. I was at least able to send one of the Vandals to guard her. My father and the Lord of the four great houses had been pestering me to get married for years, but I held out hope she'd change her mind. However, when my father fell ill, a group of Jaegers seeking favor with one of the 4 great houses attacked her and Olivert. The eldest son of the Vander family managed to save Olivert, but she lost her life. My father passed on, I had lost her. I welcomed Olivert as the one ray of light left in my life and officially announced you as my son. Shortly thereafter, I married to ensure this tragedy would not repeat itself. She was the daughter of a small noble family working as a maid. Priscilla accepted my courtship, despite knowing that my heart still belonged to my first love. Olivert seemed intent on walling himself off from everyone in the palace, but Priscilla was able to get him to open up. He finally accepted me as his father, and when the twins were born, he was just as happy as the rest of us, if not more so. And so, that is the messy history of the current imperial family.
I had no idea, but are you sure it's all right?
It's no great secret. Most of the larger know, but my point is this. Both the Chancellor and I lost loved ones. Certainly a unique point of commonality, wouldn't you say?
That's true. Is that why you appointed him as Imperial Chancellor?
It's true that I felt an affinity with him. However, the most important factor was his negotiation of the ceasefire with Liberl. The events of Hamel wounded my heart deeply, but I knew I could not allow them to be made public. He managed to get both the 4 great houses and Liberl to concede to his terms and put the 100 Days' War to an end. And so rose the first common-born Imperial Chancellor.
Now I understand. But in the 13 years since he became Chancellor, a lot has changed. The nobles have lost power, while he's only gotten stronger. With all due respect, I don't think it's right to sit back and let him continue.
I understand your concern. Olivert's as well. Olivert is more concerned for his brother and sister's futures than anyone. In that respect, he sees the Chancellor as a bigger threat than the nobles do. However, things are not so simple. Regarding myself and the Chancellor, tragedies like Hamel, at times, this nation will make the most tragically foolish decisions. During the War of the Lions, the brothers of the royal family spilled each other's blood and pulled the nation into their feud. The history of Erebonia is smeared with blood and alight with flames, more than any other country.
He's right. Deception is an important tool in politics and war. The thought of killing your own people as an excuse to invade another country.
As a teacher of history, I'm sure you have your own thoughts on this matter. So tell me, do you know the people of Erebonia to have a cruel temperament?
No. The people of Erebonia are sincere and value honor and pride. They think highly of martial skill, but know it is a virtue to use it only when absolutely necessary. The incidents you spoke of, it's almost as though a devil had been whispering in their ear.
Precisely. Something which bends people's... Perhaps it could be called a curse. If you've read the Black Records...
The Black Records?
It would seem the Church is seeking them out. But the original right, only those who succeed the throne are permitted to read them. They are records of the truth of this nation's and inevitable future, no doubt. That is one of the reasons I am not putting a stop to the Chancellor's actions.
Sure, I don't know all the details, but both the Chancellor and His Highness understand the situation fully. Yet they...
And so, I plan to not avert my eyes and watch to the end.
Huh?
As the ruler of Erebonia, the empire mired in darkness and founded under a curse, I shall watch my sons, the Crimson Wings, the new light of the nobility, to see if any of them can overcome the iron will of the Chancellor and light the way to a new path for this nation.
I promise to give everything I have, not just as a member of Class, but on behalf of Thor's...
You're aware that would include both... But all the same, well said.
Welcome back. I'm not sure what you two spoke about, but I trust...
Yes, most...
Precisely. Something which Ben...
Rean...
It's nothing. Major...
Finished with...
Your Excellency.
It would appear you want no need to speak with me about something. I can't take too much time out of my schedule, but I have a room prepared. Shall we?
Huh?
Yes, let's go.
Meanwhile...
Where are you headed, Ash?
I gotta take a piss. Wanna join me?
That's not something you ask.
I think I'll pass.
Exactly. Especially since it appears he has no...
But let me say this. Don't so much as think about sneaking out.
Too late.
Huh? I admit it's a bit nerve-wracking, but this truly is a special event. We should all enjoy it together as Class 7.
Who would have guessed the pretty boy was just as big of a nag as that wild filly? Maybe somewhere along the line, I'll let those guys get to me.
Oh, is something the matter, sir?
Oh, yeah, I was just on my way back from the bathroom, but I noticed something strange.
Something strange, sir?
Yeah, it's just around the corner here.
I believe this will be the first time we've been since, of course, that day 14 years ago.
His Majesty told me. General Craig, too.
So I've heard. His Majesty knows the truth of my circumstances. More or less. Craig and Van Dyke, on the other hand, only know the facts that float on the surface. They remain in the dark as to what truly happened to Brigadier General Gileath Osborne.
Then will you tell me? What happened 14 years ago? Why did you leave me? Why did you leave your son? Why did you become a completely different person? You trampled over everything in your way, robbed the people of their pride and independence, and planted the seeds of the Civil War. After what you did to Jirai, you annexed Crossbelt and North Ambria, and now you're planning a war with Calvard. At the same time, you're working with a black workshop and trying to bring all the darkest parts of the world toward the surface. What are you... Why are you doing this?
It sounds as though you've figured a great many things. First, allow me to commend you. Very well. I shall start with your first question. After I lost Kasha, I left you in Ymir, and 3 months later His Majesty bid me investigate the Hamel incident. Afterward, I went to negotiate with the Queen of Liberl. The Queen agonized over the decision, but I knew she wanted peace as soon as possible. Eventually, she agreed to the terms of the ceasefire. The noble officers behind everything, led by Lecter's father, were given the death penalty, and the 4 great houses were put in check, all in a single month. In recognition of my accomplishment, His Majesty appointed me Chancellor. I'm grateful to Teo. He accepted my request not to reveal anything to you, but at the same time, it meant I had to sever my ties to both you and him. As a revolutionary, taking on the 4 great houses, I needed to be on my own. I couldn't have anything holding me back.
So her name was Kasha. The woman who gave...
Once I became Chancellor, I crushed those who opposed me, expanded our railway network, and garnered... Behind the scenes, I also made deals with Ouroboros and joined forces with the Black Workshop. After the incident in Liberl, I cut ties with the Snakes. Then, 2 years ago, I used Rufus to fell the Noble Alliance from within. And ultimately, I stole Ouroboros' phantasmal blaze plan right out from under them.
What even is the Phantasmal Blaze plan? And what are you
By this point, it's safe to say Ouroboros' goal is the acquisition of Aidios' treasures, the Septarian. In Crossbell, they used the false phantasm to awaken the blaze in Erebonia, but the prize they seek is...
As aforementioned, the Great Twilight is part of that.
This dark land, the clash between the two of them, resulted in the creation of the Great One. All the people, things, and history of Erebonia. I'm sure you've been able to deduce that much from certain historical documents you've been reading.
What are you...
Pardon me, Your Excellency. The Emperor is calling.
Understood. That shall be all, for now.
Wait! We're not done yet! There's so much more I need to ask! How did you survive being shot through the heart? Are you the same as the Jaeger King, the Steel Maiden, and Siegfried? Or does it have something to do with the scar on my chest and this power I have?
14 years ago, when we were attacked, your heart was punctured by debris. Kasha, your mother, she begged me to save you. So, I made the decision to give my heart to my son.
It's because they're weakness. And they're required for...
That is the reason Crow Armbrush shot to my chest did not find its mark. I'll leave the rest for you to figure out. It's the same riddle I've given to the Ironbloods. Major, escort him back to the venue. Our gallant hero seems a bit disoriented at the moment.
Meanwhile, yep, I knew that.
A resin gun that fires gunpowder bullets? Can't be found by metal detectors. Everything falling into place like this is way too convenient. I don't like it. Well, I guess beggars can't be choosers.
They're planning something. Because Ash wouldn't go out of his way like that.
I know His Excellency, but I believe somewhere deep down he still cares for you.
Huh?
Myself, Lecter, Millium, likely even Rufus as well. His Excellency has personally lent his help to each of us. It's possible he thought of us as a replacement for you.
Thank you.
Rean! Instructor...
I heard His Majesty called you in to speak with him?
Chancellor Osborne as well.
You spoke with both of them?
You're looking a little bit greener.
She's right. What happened?
I can't talk. All I can say is that nothing is over yet. And something's about to begin. Once this party's over...
Yes, of course. I think I can better explain what's going on behind the scenes now.
If time permits, I'll tell you all about my circumstances too.
We can
Yeah, we're all in the same boat at this point.
You too, Toa. Of course. I'll be there.
Where's Ash?
Huh? I don't see him anywhere.
Wasn't he talking with you earlier, Kurt?
Yes, he said he needed to use...
Is it happening?
Lecter!
So that's how the Orphan of Hammel's gonna be used, huh? Claire!
Let's follow them.
Seems someone needs a pawn.
Where is everyone headed?
Did something happen?
Please wait here.
He certainly doesn't...
But that's what makes him... him. He's a warrior with an iron will. It's comforting to know such a person is our leader.
Well, well. It would appear...
Yep, as I said, having a tantrum. Earlier.
I plan to make this an...
I can't imagine it will be easy. But knowing you, you're already well prepared.
You're too kind.
Pardon the intrusion.
You...
Ash Carbide, the third.
Hummel.
My left eye's aching real. Been that way since I was a kid. That scene is burned.
Survivor's Guild.
Even years later, when I was taking care of my mom, I kept hearing the... Kill the Vile One. Kill the Vile One. The Jaegers that attacked the town were slaughtered. You executed all the masterminds. Hammel's name was wiped off the map. You're the one who let this happen, Emperor. Maybe the Queen of Liberl is just as guilty for keeping quiet. Or maybe the other two, for running away and leaving me for dead. Or even that Scarecrow guy, the son of the mastermind. Hey, tell me.
Yep. It's freaking consuming him.
Who do I gotta kill? To get rid of all this pain?
The curse. Yes. This is the sacrifice from the prophecy. It is only... But don't aim for my heart. That won't do you any good.
Yes, please.
Aim here. It would be your best chance.
Ash, was it? He's no human.
Your Majesty.
I don't want this young man's action. Ash. Let your years of
Why the hell would you...
Events have been set in motion.
What?
Damn it!
He needs medical attention!
Luxonis medicurium!
Father! The princess! Be strong, Your Highness.
Seems the mother has
Get the medics!
habit.
He's lost too much blood! Be careful moving him!
Is he the one responsible?
Yes. Unfortunately.
I thought we'd captured all the Calvardian agents.
Yep.
Is there a chance he was one of them?
A Verne Company gun made with resin parts. It would not have been found by a metal detector. Unfortunately. I cannot deny the possibility.
Well, things took a pretty dark turn. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. And farewell.